Hello and welcome. Morning. Today is the 18th of October 2021. I am your host, Maurice Rothwell, international trading coach here at Traders Club 24 in Hamburg, and we are logged in for the European market opening trade. Same trade we do every morning. So I'm just going to switch over my screen here and we're going to bring up the MetaTrader 4. For those of you who are familiar, we have our exclusive SwissBox trading tool here up in the top right hand corner, and this is our volatility trading tool. Effectively, with this trading tool, we're not trading the direction, we're trading the volatility of the market, hence why we're trading this market opening, and we actually have a template input into our chart with an orange box, which has given us the morning's open range for the day. So this is our first trade, and we use the SwissBox by clicking on our box lines. And as I click those box lines on, we get the two lines appear in the chart, a red line and a green line. These represent two pending orders, the red line being a sell stop and the green line being a buy stop pending order. And essentially what I want to do is overlap our morning open range box with our box lines, and I'm going to press the entry on. As soon as I press the entry on, what's going to happen here is we have two pending orders. We have a buy stop pending order at the green line and a sell stop pending order at the red line. And right now what we're doing is we're waiting for the market to make its move. As soon as we reach one of those lines, one of those pending orders will be triggered, and at that same moment we will have a blue line appear in the chart, and that blue line is our take profit. Once the take profit is reached, the SwissBox closes the trades with our predetermined take profit target in the box. So it's a small take profit target percentage of 0.076%. Around about €8 here. However, we're looking to be trading maybe anywhere between 5 and 15 trades a day with this strategy. So as we can see now, the market is coming down towards the bottom side of our box. Essentially what we've done here is we've trapped the market within this small range of 12.5 points. So as soon as the market makes its move, it's going to move past one of those lines, trigger the trade, and then we're going to be trading that direction. However, should the market move past one of these lines and then reverse back up, we will have a brand new pending order set at the green line, and as the market moves up, it triggers that second trade, and then our target profit will move from the bottom towards the top of our chart, and we will have a new target direction. So usually we're going to be trading these market openings as the idea is the market opening is the most volatile time of day or big news announcements, and no one can really 100% guarantee in which direction the market will go. So the idea is here we're going to be trading both directions until we catch that morning breakout. So if we come over to another chart here, we can see that we've already placed another one here today on the Dow Jones, which we call a big number here, these purple lines. And we can see that we've gone past the green line, triggering our first trade. As we can see in the comment box here, box number 1, and we have a blue line in the chart, and that is our take profit. And the same here as well on the FTSE. We have our first trade of the morning triggered, and just now our first trade in the DAX. So from the open range box, we have our first trade now, and we're currently in a long position. And the way that we can tell this is, if we look in our SwissBox, we see one dot trade and a green arrow. So this is telling us that we are in the first trade and we are currently in a long position. And if we look carefully in there as well, we can see the actual outcome of that trade. So we can see that we're currently 25 cents in profit there, now back down to minus 11 cents. However, it's not important. We're just waiting for the market to make its own move, and we should get that in roughly 8 minutes time or 7 minutes time. Yes, Kevin. So what we can also do as well, as we're going to be trading the European market opening, we can also move over to our economic calendar, where we can then have a look and see what kind of news announcements are going to be released for the day, and then we can kind of have a time scheduled plan in our heads of when and what markets we want to be trading. So if there's for an example, the first Friday of every month we have non-farm payrolls news announcement coming out. Happens around 2:30 German time. So what we could do then is on that Friday we can then plan that, okay, at this time I'm going to go look at the American index markets or gold for an example, and I'm going to start placing some pending orders to trade that movement, that news announcement. As I wanted to say, a lot of traders will stay away from trading these kind of news announcements or times of day, just because of how unpredictable the market is and volatile. However, this is the perfect time for us to be trading with the SwissBox strategy, as the volatility and direction of the market is irrelevant at this point. We just need the market to move in a direction. As we come up, we have around 5 minutes left until the opening now. So we have our free market opening trades. Dow Jones is doing extremely well for our morning opening trade here on the big number. We consider these big numbers as pivot points in the market price, and they're big numbers because they are big numbers in the price. They go up in increments of 100 each time, so $100. And as you can see here, the market has in fact come down to our big number, and now it's starting to reverse straight away. And this is what we would like to trade: support and resistance goals. And usually at the opening we should get that first initial movement, which is going to push it in a direction quite strong. And as we can see here, all of the markets are starting to move now up a little bit further. Usually at the opening we should get our opening trade close pretty much on the opening. So the first minute we should have our first trade closed, and then at that point our open range breakout template is then is finished. So we don't take notice of the orange box after the opening. After this, we will then move over to big number trades. We have a volatility system over here, which is a radar for our SwissBox, and it's gonna give us suggestions or signals for us to then place our SwissBox on top of. So those signals will start coming out at 9 o'clock at the opening, and then yeah. First of all, we concentrate on the open range before the opening, and then after the opening, we can then move over to the Vola box and start placing some grid trades, which we'll get onto in just a little bit. However, let's take a look. So all of our trades are currently coming into profit. As we can see here, Dow Jones looks like it will close very soon. So we can even see the exact moment. So we have just under 3 minutes now until the opening. Let's take another look there at the DAX. So we're coming back down into the box. And we've got 2 minutes left. So now we're coming into the last minute now, around 30 seconds left on the clock. And then we should have that initial movement. As it seems, the market should be making a move up towards the top, especially here on the Dow Jones. We're not so far away, around 10 points away from getting a close. And here we come. So 3, 2, and 1. And there's the opening. Oh, so slow opening so far. And then here on the DAX, we can see a reversal has taken place. And the market is now coming down towards the bottom. And at that moment, we have now triggered the trade number 2. As we can see here in the SwissBox 2.trade, red arrow pointing down, telling us that we're in the second trade and we're currently short in the market. So we didn't close the first trade, but what we're waiting for now is for the market to reach this blue line. As soon as it reaches this blue line, the profit of the second trade will amount to just over our minus of the first trade, and the leftover plus will actually be our target percentage here. To do some kind of learning on the system, so sorry for Carrie and Valerie and the other new people here. However, there's nothing that we can do in this situation, really. I mean, markets are terrible. In fact, what we could do is we could hedge this trade. So I'm actually just going to hedge this trade here, which is this button. So when I press this button hedge, what it's going to do is going to equal out the amount of trades in both directions. So we can see that we're just about in 1% drawdown at the moment. So if I hedge this, it's going to hedge that there, and then you're going to see everything disappears, and now it's going to stay in this position. So we're currently in a drawdown of about 118, 1% drawdown. And right now it's not going to change at all until tomorrow, and then tomorrow morning we can then release that at the opening, and hopefully tomorrow's opening has a little bit more life in it. However, looking at the news announcements tomorrow, also dire. Let's go on to Wednesday. We've got some news coming out there, but in general, it's pretty weak. So that's going to be the end of the recording today for YouTube. We'll join this back tomorrow, and then we'll do the hedge release together, and that will be the end. Thank you very much for joining, and stay tuned for the next video.